Hey, hello, my friends. My name's Charles Collins, and I'd like to welcome you to Together We Grow's aquaponic, hydroponic, and traditional gardening experience. At Together We Grow, we encourage you to get together with your family and friends and try to experience the world of sustainable gardening. You'll be surprised at what you discover, not only about plants, not only about nature, but about yourselves as well. We also encourage you to become a member of an online sustainable gardening community. If you don't have one already in your local area, maybe you might want to take it upon yourselves to even start one. I mean, when I say that you plant that first seed and Together We Grow, I truly mean it with all my heart. So we'd love for you guys to get on board and become part of the movement. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to hit subscribe below and to continue on with us on our journey. We'd love to have you along. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, one of the most important things in your aquaponics or hydroponics garden, well, other than your plants or your nutrient solution, is your substrate. Now, substrate is what you use in place of dirt. A substrate only carries along one of the qualities of dirt, and that's keeping your plant stable. Substrate does not provide any nutrient source itself for your plants. Substrate, however, does make it possible for the natural transference from nutrient solution and nutrients involved within to easily make it to the roots of your plant. It also provides a level of support for your plants. Now, there are different types of substrate, just as there are different types of means of growing. We are going to go over 3 of them and 3 of the more popular ones. Hope you guys are ready. Let's go. Now, one of the more popular types of substrate that I like to use, especially for hydroponics or a hydroponics fabric pot hybrid gardening method that I use, is Coco coir. Now, once again, this is the fiber from a coconut plant. If you guys have seen our documentary with Paragraphic, yeah, it's one of the most long-standing jokes. I accidentally said that this is from the cocoa plant, from a cocoa plant, but no, this is coconut fiber. And this usually comes in a square. You see, it's very, very soft. It's very, very fine. Like I said, this usually comes in a square brick. And what you'll do is you'll take that brick and you'll set it in a 5-gallon bucket. And you'll fill it partially with water. And after a while, this will expand. And this will expand enough so that it covers about half of a 5-gallon bucket, which is pretty cool and it's convenient, especially if you know exactly how much of whatever it is that you're trying to grow. Now, pros with me and Coco coir. It's, like I said, it's very, very light. It doesn't add much weight to your plant or to the pot. The only thing is, when it comes to using a net, like a plastic net, in order to hold your plant up, this stuff sifts right through. So it really doesn't come in handy with that. I also wouldn't recommend using it for aquaponics, because as I'll show you, there are other different types of substrate that you can use for aquaponics. We're actually going to go over 2 of the most popular ones in just a second. Hold on. Another popular type of substrate to use in aquaponics and in hydroponics are Arleca clay balls. Now, these also come in handy. These provide a good sense of structure, so they help hold our plants up really good, and they also provide a nice surface for the bacteria to grow on. I like to use these in conjunction with our Coco coir in fabric pots in regards to hydroponics, because the Coco coir is really good for holding the nutrient solution, and I love the clay balls because the clay balls really do help help the plant get a firm foundation and helps it stand up nice and strong so the roots can take place. Now, they both have their pros and cons, but these are 2 of the most popular ones. This is kind of expensive, the clay balls. The Coco coir bricks, not so much. So cost efficient wise, I would actually go with the 3rd solution. The 3rd solution is the one that I like to use for aquaponics. Let's check that out. Now, our 3rd alternative are lava rocks, which are exactly what they are, what they're named. The name speaks for itself. And these are 3 1/4 inch scoria lava rock, which provide a really good base for the bacteria to take place so that they can do their work. It also makes it easy enough so that they're big enough for the red wiggler worms, the thriving populations that we have living in our substrate, to thrive as well and to make their way around much easier, as well as for oxygen to move through the tank, tanks, so that the roots can get as much oxygen as they could possibly need. Now, there are all types of combinations that you could use with your substrate. No one's saying that any one is better than the other one. What I would do is I would suggest that you try out each one and see which one works best for you. Although there are some pros and cons to them, one thing I would like to tell you about with the lava rock is you can see some of mine is still a little bit wet on top. That's because I haven't quite finished putting the top layer on it. If you want to prevent algae, algae can only happen if you have sunlight, you have water, you have nutrition, which is the poop, and boom, algae is going to thrive. So what you want to do is try to keep your top layer of lava rocks as dry as possible, and you can prevent that algae and keep it down to a minimum. Make sense, my friends? I hope so. Here are some examples of the substrates in work in some of our various systems. Here's our horizontal rain gutter system. And as you see, we're using clay balls, basically to provide some sense of structure and to tell the kale which way to go. We'll take a look at those roots down there. All is well. Over here at our hydroponics tray garden, let's get a little digging done. We have a combination of actually this is primarily clay balls in here. And if we go, yep, these are primarily clay balls in the hydroponics tray system. And heck, if you take a look at the giant broccoli that we have over here in a 5-gallon bucket, I just said because the wind kept blowing it over by using the clay balls, so I just picked up 3 stones from the garden and I used those to hold them up in a net cup. And as you see, the plant's doing just fine. I mean, necessity is the mother of all invention, so I guess if you got to use what's around, you use what's around. The thing is, don't let anything deter you from trying to do it. Maybe you can come up with a different type of substrate, something that's more affordable, something that's just laying around, but something that could help out a future gardener. Who knows? Maybe you have that in you. I think the most important thing is, whatever method that you choose to use, make sure that your substrate is clean. Make sure that you keep it as free as bacteria as possible. And in many cases, especially with the clay balls and the lava rocks, you should actually sterilize it or give it a good rinse before you even put it to use. That way, your plants, your fish, the bacteria can all have a nice, healthy start, and they can all perform to the best of their ability together. So there you have it, my friends. Be it lava rocks, be it clay balls, be it the Coco coir, be it traditional gardening, the world is yours. Remember to follow the basic fundamental rules to gardening, and you and your crops can have a healthy future ahead of you. In the meantime, don't forget, plant that first seed so that together we'll grow. Peace and blessings, my friends. Take it easy.